Hi and welcome to this week's project. This week's project is another thing that's a little bit different for me. I've got some of these magnets, some of these for hanging stuff up on. Don't know how good these will work. And I've got some of these bottle openers. Now it's coming up to Christmas time, so I don't really like to make my stuff for Christmas presents. I certainly don't do it for my daughter. She wouldn't want that for Christmas presents, although I have got a little thing in mind for her and I will be filming that, but that's something totally different. Today's project, I'm looking at, I've got another craft fair coming up and I'm looking for something a little bit different for this craft fair, but I'm also sort of planning out a couple of Christmas gifts. I've got some, this is just wood that I was actually given. Don't know what type of wood it is. I know it's very dense and very heavy, so I shall be using some cuts off from this, and I've also got some brown oak, which I shall be cleaning up and using this. Most of this video will be on time lapse really, and I should do all the cutting, the sanding and some of the drilling in the shed here, and then I shall be going into the house to finish it off, because I'm not going to leave them plain. I'm going to add a little bit of a design to each of them. So I'm looking at maybe this type of design, so, and Highland cattle. I will be ironing them on and then I'll be having a look. If they look alright, I may well just leave them, because I have a laser printer, so I should be able to iron that pattern on. But if I don't think it looks dark enough, I'm actually going to wood burn the design in, using the outlines and that as a template. So, it should be quite a simple project. I think the most complicated part of it will be putting the design on and maybe burning it, but everything else should be pretty straightforward. So anyway, we'll get cracking and get going with these, but I certainly think I've seen a lot of people do them. I'm certainly not the first person to do them. I've seen them loads everywhere, but what a nice Christmas gift I think it'll make for somebody that you probably find quite difficult to get something for, and it'll make a nice piece in somebody's man shed or in somebody's kitchen. So anyway, enough yakking, let's get on.
Give me love, give me all your love, oh, 'cause I want you. No one else makes me feel this way, don't know what you do. Hold my hand, could you hold my hand, look me in the eyes. You and me, yeah, that's all I need, and I'll be alright. I'll be right here, I swear that I'll stay here with you. Hold me closer, I wanna stay here with you. All that we have is each other.
Okay, sanded these, got them all nicely rounded on the edge, kept the shape pretty basic. It's nothing particularly fancy, and this will go onto the front, and then in the back we'll have, let me just get them out of my pockets, we'll have this bit at the top, and then we'll have one of these magnets at the bottom, and with the hope that when the bottle tops drop off, the magnet will catch them, the strength of the magnet. But like I say, we won't really know if it's going to be strong enough, I suppose, until we test it out, but that's the hope that that'll work. It might come to the bit where I might have to put some other holes around it so that there's quite a few magnets in it, but if we do, I've got plenty of magnets, so we can do that, and we can come back and do that. So all I'm going to do now is basically find the centre and line that up, and I shall actually mark them with a pencil. I'm not going to screw these into now. And then in the back, this happens to be a 20mm Forstner bit, which is big enough for this, and it's also the same for the magnets.
Who you are and you'll be enough. If you're giving me your love, giving me your love. All that we have is each other now. I promise I won't leave your side. I hope who I am is enough for you.
Okay, that's us back. We're indoors now. I've marked all the bottom of these. That'll be sanded off anyway. They've all got their holes cut ready for that bits to be put in, and I'm not going to do those to now. First of all, I've got all these marked ready for the fronts. Let me get that bit. Yeah, I've got the fronts marked ready for these to be screwed in, and it's like self-tapping screws that's on it, so they should be fairly easy to go in. And then we've got the bits for the back, and we've got the magnets, which will both be epoxied in. So now it's to get the design done. So I printed these out on a laser printer, and as you've seen before, I've got 3, but I'm only going to demonstrate for you 1. And I took the lighter piece of wood to give it a little bit of a chance of being able to see the lines on the outline here for my first one doing it, because I haven't actually done this before. Now I just cut the strip out and I actually taped it on the back. Now this wood, although it's sanded, it's not finished. It will need, once I've done the screw holes for those, I will remove those screws and everything will be sanded down and they'll be re-screwed back in after that point. And I'm going to iron this on and see what it looks like, but I am going to burn it in after, but I'll show you the wood burner and that. I just can't fit it all on the table at the same time. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to iron this on. Now it sometimes takes a little while to do the ironing bit on here, and I'm actually going to turn this round so I can hold this. This is a Highland cow, which is quite popular up here, as you can imagine. So I've got it where there's no water or that coming out. There shouldn't be. I'm hearing puff puff, but it shouldn't be. And then you just start going over everything. Like I say, this is with a laser printer. And I'm not too worried if any marks get onto the wood or that, because it will need to be sanded back again. But I shall show you in a minute. There is a couple of ways to do this, but ironing is probably the least of the messy ways to do it. Right. Now the reason I put the tape on the back there is so that I can peel it off and then peel it back into the same spot. I was hoping that wouldn't happen. Right, actually that has burnt fine onto there for me, so I'm going to peel this bits back off. I might have to sit fiddling for a minute or two to get this bits off, but I'm going to peel that paper back off so that I can see the burn outline, and then I shall get the wood burner out and we shall start burning this pattern in. Okay, that's me back now. So I've got a wood burner here. I'll just quickly show you that. It's the Coalwood Detailer. I actually bought it quite a few years ago and it only gets used on an odd occasion. The nibs come assembled really with this one. I got it in from America remember where. But they come like this, and then you get nibs which you pop into the end of them. Just like that. And then I unplug that from there and plug it onto there, and that's a second one that I have. Like I say, it's a great machine, this one, but I don't use it near as enough as I probably should do. So what the idea is, I got most of the paper off there. Make sure I put this back in properly. Yeah, I got most of the paper off there. The rest will probably burn off just now. And this wood isn't particularly dangerous. You do have to be careful when you're wood burning indoors, because some of the woods are toxic, but this is okay here. I do have masks and stuff. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just outline each bit and then fill it in. It might be just trial and error. I'm going to put it onto a time lapse, and I'm going to zoom it in nice and close for you so you can see, and we'll see how we get on with it.
You know I met you in the dark, it was a Saturday night. Remember seeing you just dancing in the middle of the crowd. There was something about you, cause you got stuck in my mind. Stuck in my mind, stuck in my mind. I thought I'd give it a go, and I started talking to you. I don't know what I said, but the next thing I knew is that I held you in my arms, and you asked what we should do. What should we do? What should we do? I said you can do what you want to with me. Yeah, I won't mind. As long as you stay with me, I'm alright. I wanna hold ya. I wanna hold ya. You got those red lips, blue eyes, black skinny jeans. In every room you walk into, you're always setting the scene. I wanna hold ya, hold ya. We went out of the club and we started walking the streets, and then we stopped for a while and you said you wanna kiss me. I remember thinking, is this really happening?
Okay, that's it all burnt in. I will be giving it a slight sand. It'll just be a very light sand over the top of that, because I don't want to rub it off, and then it'll be sand sealed into there. So the next thing that we will do now is start getting everything glued in and ready. I'm going to start by gluing the top here using the self-snapping screws, and then once I've got those marked and I know that they're going to go down okay, I will actually take it back off just so that I can give it all a light sand over. And the back, this actually can be glued ready. Everything can be glued in there. So that's really what I'm going to do next. I've got this bit here and I've actually already marked it out. And let me get me screws and that for there. So I'm just going to go straight in the centre here. Just marking them with the screw head. Very simple actually. So I'll unscrew those. It's just purely so that I can sand seal and sand it down, but I wanted to put those in first so that I've got them marked so I can sand off all the lines that I popped in. And the screws should go back in fine, but if I felt they didn't go in fine, I would actually pop a little bit of epoxy in there and then go in with it. Now let's get over to the back. So what I want to do is I want to rub some glue round there and then push it in. See if I get any glue on the outside here. It's fine because I am going to be giving it a rub down. Right, so I've just got a bit of Gorilla epoxy. Wouldn't have particularly bothered me what type of epoxy it was. These obviously have the screw in that I could have screwed them into place, but because I want them so near the front, it would be a bit risky popping a screw into there.
I never thought I'd meet someone so beautiful. I couldn't quite believe it was magical. Just kissing under street lights on our way back home. Our way back home, our way back home. I said you can do what you want to with me. Yeah, I won't mind. As long as you stay with me, I'm alright. I wanna hold you.
Perfect. Okay, these don't actually take, it's a 5-minute epoxy, but I shall leave it for a good half an hour or so to give it plenty of time to harden up. And the next thing we'll come back to is it'll be back in the workshop, just giving them a light sand over with some sandpaper because I don't do any sanding in this room here. So we'll come back when we just do a bit of sanding and we get the sanding sealer on them then. Okay, that's them all completed. I went on actually and I did 5, well obviously all together because that's the 5. And I just chose all different designs to see what they looked like. These went together quite well. They're nice and solid, and then there's the magnet in there. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this project. It was just something a little bit different. I shall get pictures up, and all the ones that I've got left, I may well make a couple more. I'm going to put up onto Etsy. So if you're interested in them, they will be on there. So I shall put a link below for that. And anyway, hope you enjoyed, and like I say, it was quite a simple project and didn't take too long to do, so a great gift for somebody. Thanks very much for watching.